Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. In this occasion, we would like to present the presentation about the material of semantic and pragmatics. The material is Logic of Third by Group 6. The members of Group 6 is Afifa Zara is me, Aulia Afrizal, and Chutia Amitra. So, in the first slide, you have to understand about the definition about logic. What is logic? Logic is reasoning about the validity of argument. An argument is valid if its conclusion follow logically from its premises or proposition or statement, even if the argument doesn't actually reflect the real world. For example, Mary is a lemon and all lemons are blue, so therefore Mary is blue. Logic is the study of valid reasoning. There is logic tries to establish criteria to decide whether some place of reasoning is valid or invalid. A place of reasoning consists of a sequence of statements, some of which are claimed to follow from previous one. There is some are claimed to be inferred from others. Example, either the housemaid or the butler killed Mr. X. However, if the housemaid would have done it, the alarm would have gone off, and the alarm didn't go off. Therefore, the butler did it. And while in every piece of reasoning certain statements are claimed to follow from others, this may in fact not be the case. Example, if I win the lottery, then I'm happy. However, I didn't win the lottery, so therefore I'm not happy. A piece of reasoning is valid if the statements that are claimed to follow from previous ones do indeed follow from those. Otherwise, the reasoning is said to be invalid. In the next slide is third and implication. Logic studies the validity of reasoning. Logic doesn't study soundness. Therefore, logic alone cannot tell us whether an argument is good. Hence, logic alone is not a guide to truth. Instead, logic can tell us assuming certain things to be true, what else will be true as well. Thus, logic is a guide to implication. In the next slide is arguments, premises, and conclusion. In logic, pieces of reasoning are analyzed using the notion of an argument. An argument consists of any number of premises and one conclusion. Again, in logic, we are merely interested in whether the conclusion follows from the premises. We are not interested in whether those premises are true or acceptable. And in the next slide is we talk about deductive validity versus inductive validity. An argument is said to be deductively valid if, assuming the premises to be true, the conclusion must be true as well. And an argument is said to be inductively valid if, assuming the premises to be true, the conclusion is likely to be true as well. So if the arguer believes that the truth of the premises differently establishes the truth of the conclusion, then the argument is deductive. If the arguer believes that the truth of the premises provides only good reason to believe the conclusion is probably true, then the argument is inductive.
Predicate logic. Predicate logic extends propositional logic by adding individuals, predicates, and quantifiers. Example of individual: John, Mary. predicate, tall, smart. Quantifiers, all, some. Formal logic. Formal logic studies the validity of arguments by looking at the abstract form of arguments. Formal logic always works in two steps. Like step 1, use certain symbols to express the abstract form of premises conclusion. Step 2, use a certain procedure to figure out whether the conclusion follow from the premises based on their symbolism form alone. Uses of formal logic. First, evaluation or checking. This means formal logic can be used to evaluate the validity of arguments. Number second, clarification or specification. This means formal logic can be used to express things in a precise and unambiguous way. Next, demonstration or proof. It means formal logic can be used to figure out what follows from a set of assumptions. The last, computations or automated reasoning. It means formal logic can be used for machine reasoning. Propositional logic. Propositional logic studies validity at the level of simple and compound propositions. Let's see first simple propositions. An expression that has a truth value or a claim or a statement. Example, John is tall. Second, compound propositions is an expression that combines simple propositions using truth functional connective like and, or, not, and if, then. Example, John is tall and Mary is smart. Logic and truth tables. Truth tables are logical devices that predominantly show up in mathematics, computer science, and philosophy applications. They are used to determine the truth or falsity of propositional statement by listing all possible outcomes of the truth values for the included propositions. Okay, now let's talk about propositions. Proposition is a sentence that makes a claim, can be an assertion or a denial that may be either true or false. Okay, let's see the example. Roses are beautiful. The sentence is a proposition because it is a complete sentence and makes a claim. The claim may or may not be true. Okay, let's see the other sentence. The example other sentence. Did you like the movie? Okay. This sentence is not a proposition because it's a question and does not assert or deny anything. Conjunction on an statement given two propositions P and Q. P and Q forms a conjunction. The conjunction P and Q is only true of both P and Q are true. The truth table can be set up as follows. From the following table of the truth table for conjunction P and Q, we can see the symbol. It looks like inverted V. This symbol can be used to represent N. Let's see the table. P key, the result is P and K. It's true, true, the result is true. And the true, false, the result is false. False, true, the result is false. And false, false, the result is false. Let's see the example. Determine whether the conjunction is true or false. The capital of Iran is Dublin, and penguins live in Antarctica. Let's see the underline. The conjunction is true because both of the individual propositions are true. And the next example is a square is a quadrilateral and fish are reptiles. Let's see the underline. This conjunction is false because the second proposition is false. Fish are not reptiles. Okay, the next slide. Disjunction, an or statement given two propositions P and Q. P or Q from disjunction. The disjunction P or Q is true if either P or Q is true or if both are true. The disjunction is false only if both P and Q are both false. The truth table can be set up as follows. We can see the tables. The truth table for disjunction P or Q. That we can see the symbol like V. This symbol can be used to represent or. So we can see in that table P, Q, and the result is P or Q. We can see true, true, the result is true. If a true, false, the result is true. And false, true, the result is true. And false, false, the result is false. Okay, let's see the example determines whether the disjunction is true or false. First, a triangle has 3 sides or 4 sides. We can see the underline. This disjunction is true because the first proposition is true, even though the second proposition is a false. Only one of them needs to be true for the disjunction to be true. And the other example is all men are tall or all women are short. You can see this disjunction is false because both propositions are false. Not all men are tall and not all women are short. Okay guys, that is all for our group. Thank you so much for attention. I would like to apologize if there is have a mistake. I hope you have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.